I'm Luca Bernardini, food and wine historian. It's always a pleasure to do a workshop for DLC. This is my second workshop.
Italian wine is better than the French wine.
I'm thirsty for sure. I don't know about you guys, but I desperately need my drink. So let Luca begin the session. And I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Once the session gets over, we get a chance to talk a lot more and connect with each other. Over to you.
Yes. Okay. What we start today, first of all, I would say I work also in food and everything. So the first many things that happen to me, they say, which wine should I drink? So, what I say from the Gospel of Luca, eat what you like and drink what you like. This is the best advice I can tell you. Then, second, practice. You don't have to become an alcoholic. But you have to taste, you have to explore, and then it's the only way that you can find what you like and how to enjoy wine. Wine is a pleasure, like fashion is joy, even wine is joy. So this is very important. Don't be intimidated. I know, like fashion, it was he started saying that it's a niche, not considered as a niche field. Even wine, especially in India, of course, in Italy we take for granted. Like in India, they take for granted the wonderful sari, and really, I noticed, and I was always thinking, the maid is coming at home, is dressing wonderfully, like for going to a party. It's incredible. Beautiful saris, different colors, incredible, fantastic. So you approach, be casual, go literally, explore and do. Don't think that you ask the wrong questions. You are pairing the wrong wine with the wrong food. You explore and then you decide what you like. Don't listen my blah 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 blah. This is why we are drinking at the end. You are not listening to me at the end. No, that's the. Okay, so now let's start. Okay, first the wine expert. That's the advantage of being a wine expert. Italian wines tonight. We have a Chardonnay. Chardonnay actually is a French grape, but it's called international grape. No? Why it's called international grape? Because it's cultivated all over the world. You can find vineyards of Chardonnay in Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, America, through almost over all Europe, where there's sort of a climate, European climate. No? The fact is that Chardonnay is one of the most famous grape to make wine for one very simple reason. Chardonnay is perfect to make wine. You have the whole package. First of all, it's not a fussy grape in the sense that doesn't need a particular soil, doesn't need a particular weather. It's very flexible. Okay, so you can plant this in many different situations in weather and soil. And also, it's very dynamic because you can make sparkling wine. No? You make, for example, champagne, blanc de blanc, or you can make still fresh and fruity, easy drinking wine like this one, or you can age it in oak, and then it can be aged for years for more complex. Okay, so you have the whole range of wines, sparkling. Light body, when I say light body, it means very fresh, young, easy drinking, okay? Because it doesn't have a body, the wine, no? I mean, you can't touch the body of the wine. We have a body, not the wine. Another advice, when you go to the restaurant, sometimes I get lost, me too. When you have a wine list, never ending wine list, no? Again, you say, oh God, or you have like 40 wines there, so at the end, I get a kingfisher, who cares? Okay. Or give me my whiskey. Just try and go. Then what happens? For once you drink something that you don't like, you can open a wallet. Just try. Of course, look also your wallet, check also price, but also how you feel. This is why very often wine and food pairing doesn't work when you take a book, a full book of wine and food pairing. Because this, you see, you search on internet the charts, they show you red meat, white meat, and also the colors, and also the wines, and this wine, this grape, this wine. That it doesn't take, it doesn't show you many factors. Many factors is yourself. How do you feel? What is the occasion? How is the weather? Because if it's hotter, I prefer white wine. If it's cooler, I prefer red wine. The chart doesn't tell you, doesn't know the chart or the book if you are in Mumbai or if you are in Scandinavia. Or what is the occasion? If you're on a date, if you're taking out your boss, it depends. You choose something different. If it's San Valentine, or not only the man matching the dish and the wine. And then, of all of this story, the best judge is yourself. Okay? So, at the end, every time the main question I say, not what you feel. Oh, I feel apple, I feel forest. Which forest? Well, you go to the middle of the forest to drink wine, I don't understand. Also, there was I remember there were a sommelier said, this one is yellow like the eyes of the panther. I mean, quite a good sommelier goes in the forest, search the panther, look at the eyes of the panther, and decide that is the same color of the wine. Incredible. I say, I know. Unfortunately, I can't reach this qualification, or degree, or whatever it is. Okay, first, salute and cheers. Cheers. Look at the color. Okay, who cares? Put your nose. Because that is start you to, it's not that you have, you see Mother Mary in the mountain or something like that. It's just that, Yeah, you start because the nose is one or a part of all the tasting process. So you see that already with the nose, if you are a bit trained, you understand that this wine didn't see any oak. It is not being aged in oak. The method of vinification was also only steel tanks, stainless steel tanks. So that's why you will feel the freshness, crispy and fruit, easy going for an appetizer, for by itself, not for breakfast, of course. No, in Italy we have a saying, this is why we are very casual in Europe with wine, because it's part of the meal. We have a saying in Italy that the meal without wine is called breakfast. Okay, we drink for lunch.
We had a bunch of meetings at these lovely old artisanal factories in Italy. And at a 10 a.m. meeting, we had Prosecco.
No, 10 a.m. is acceptable. It's already aperitif. Or you got the champion's breakfast, probably. Okay, then of course you have probably all the character. This wine is from Emilia-Romagna, which is the best area of Italy by far, probably in the world. Not because I come from there, but because it's a fact. So, of course, you're gonna taste now with your mouth. Finally, you're gonna start to drink. And at the end of this, who likes this wine? 1, 2. Everybody likes. Oh, don't worry, I'm not getting offended. I mean, who doesn't like at this point? No, we change perspective. See, there's always the challenger. He doesn't like. Okay.
A little less flavorful. Like notes are a little less pleasant.
A bit flat.
A little flat. Yeah.
Anonymous. I mean, lack of personality, something like that. I agree. It doesn't mean that it's not good. Okay? That is another story. Could be good for you, could be good for you. But it's the characteristic of this wine. So the wine producer wanted to do, let's say. Obviously, he wants something very simple, okay? Linear. Short also, in the sense that the flavors, they don't evolve in your mouth. I feel always the same taste, okay? And then after one sip, I'm ready for another one. Not because I have alcohol problems, no, of course. But because it doesn't stay for long in your mouth. So a lot of acidity, this is why, okay? We're gonna see that we have a different story with the red wine, okay? Then another thing, remember that the characteristic of what is the panorama of Italian wine, why it's different to why French wine or any other wine. All right, first of all, because the Italian wine is better than the French wine. Secondly, no, it has a characteristic that unfortunately we cannot experience here in Mumbai, but when I organize also wine and food tour in Italy, so I take people here, small groups, 10, 12 people, and we have an incredible, so we can start also to serve the red wine. Meanwhile, I'll tell this fairy tale. Okay, in Italy, is the biodiversity, agro-biodiversity, in the sense that we have a treasure of more than 400 varieties of grapes, and which then we make wines. It's a unique panorama. This is why I say practice, explore. Well, if you go to Italy, don't stick on the same wines. I want the best, which is Barolo, Chianti, all the same names, Prosecco. Enough with Prosecco, we are flooded. Everybody wants Prosecco. So at the end, take a shower with Prosecco and go get over on this Prosecco wave. Huh? Okay? But there are so many thousands of different wines made with different grapes of different geographical area. Okay? This is something that you cannot experience if you go to Nashik, for example. I went so many times to Nashik. But the varieties of grapes are always the same. Okay, and also the style of wine, more or less, there's not this much variety. Of course, in Italy, we cultivate grape. We have vineyard from the extreme north to the extreme south. So what does it mean? It means different varieties, different climate, and different soil. It means different wines. Okay, this red wine is made of grape Sangiovese. It's one of the most famous Italian grapes. It's the most cultivated Italian grape, red grape in Italy, with 70,000 hectares and more. Of course, it's famous all over the world because you find this in California, you find this in Australia. It's extremely old grape. In fact, Sangiovese comes from, it's a combination of two words, sangue, which is blood in Italian, and Giovese, related to Jupiter, Jove, Jupiter. So now you're drinking the blood of Jupiter. So this tells us that we are in Roman times. So this grape is more than 2,000 years old, at least, that is cultivated in our peninsula, in Italy. This is from Emilia-Romagna itself, even this wine. Oh, look at the nice color, this one. We can see also already the color is more interesting, this one in the color, because that one was very pale. So when it's so transparent like this, and so the red is so bright, no, it means that it's a very young wine. Okay, very young, very light body, no, not very complex. Yes, a little bit of aging in oak, but not so much at all. Couple 2-3 months maximum. It's a young blood of Jupiter. And you will feel for sure now again a lot of acidity and maybe cherry.